vehicles each sold separately with a figure.
Time to run.
MASK, where illusion is the ultimate weapon. MASK, Meteor, Razorback, and Manta each sold separately. New from Kenner.
Hello everyone, it's Retraction and welcome back to Kenner Mask review. This is the Kenner MASK Razorback, released by Kenner, 1987. This is part of Season 3 of MASK. It's part of Series 3 of MASK, the Racing Series, otherwise known as Racing Series. This is the MASK T-Bird stock car / snap action rescue tank, released by Kenner in 1987. So, yep, this is Razorback. Now, this is one of the coolest vehicles in the line. This is the T-Bird. This is the MASK T-Bird stock car and snap action rescue tank. It's driven by Brad Turner. The interesting thing about this one is there is no doors to get in to the vehicle. You have to, there's this little section here that comes up like this door, and you take the figure out from there, which is an interesting design. Not the most realistic design, but this is one of the cooler vehicles in the line. One of the coolest vehicles in the line. As you can see, it's part of the Racing Series. We've got a big number 5 there. Got the checkered flag, but it's white and red. It's a really sleek car. It's got the rubber tyres, which is really nice. It says MASK Turbo. We don't have the Goodyear anymore, but we do have MASK Turbo on the side there. On the bottom here, it says KPT 1987, Kenner Parker Toys 1987, made in Mexico. There it is. Let's see if we can get that to zoom in. Is that showing up? Not entirely sure. Right, it says KPT 1987 on there. And you can see we've got all the workings there. That's quite impressive. Got the chromed tyre rims, which is really nice. This is white plastic, unfortunately, so it's going to yellow most of the time. We've got the headlights there and everything. Got the back section. It's got clear windows, this one, unlike Raven, which is nice. But we have got a bit of a shielded window there, whatever you call that. Unfortunately, the front section is always misaligned, because this is actually a missile, which would be an important piece to find if you can get this one. Obviously, this one, it does have a lot of brittle points, a lot of delicate points to this vehicle. One complaint is obviously the axles are never... Okay, I didn't mean that to happen. The axles are never straight because, as you can see, the tyre's always moving. The wheel's always moving, but... There you go, it's already gone a bit wrong, hasn't it? Oh, this is one of the rare vehicles in the line as well. Not as rare as the split seconds, mind you, but... It's definitely one of the harder ones to find, so that's a bit of a shame. There's no damage to it, so that's good. But as you can see, because it's white plastic there has a few marks on it already. But it's a fantastic car, it rolls really well. The driver is Brad Turner, which we might as well get out right now. So obviously you open up this flap and we get Brad Turner out. If I can get him out, there he is. I can't remember the name of his mask. It's probably something I should have looked up, never mind. I'll tell you what, I'll look up the mask right now. Should have done this to start with, but that's one thing I forgot, so sorry about this. Let's hope I'm good at typing this. Let's find out what the mask is called. I'm not sure where they mention the mask, to be honest. What is the name of the mask? Just drop the figure. Don't think it's Collider. Collider's the mask for Eclipse. That's it. The mask is Eclipse. Collider's the mask for Gloria Baker. Yeah, there's the Eclipse. There's the Eclipse mask. It's one of the coolest masks in the series, I think. It's quite interesting as well. It's quite a small one. Saying that. as you can see, it hasn't got the extended like chest plate section, but it does have the hole, so that's interesting. It's definitely one of the smallest masks in the line. It's really cool though. It's got like this cool visor design and everything. It's this blue and white colour with a black with a red visor section. That's really cool. So really cool uniform. Well, it's really cool outfit we got here for Brad Turner. It was obviously from Condor, and this is a fantastic ride for him. Got this really cool red, white and blue colour scheme going on. Very American, very British as well. Very UK even. That's quite nice. Really fantastic stuff. Obviously he can go in there. There's a moulded in, I don't know if you can see this, but there is a moulded in steering wheel and everything in there, so that's quite cool. And obviously the articulation on this figure is better than Ken of Star Wars, being that you got joints in the legs, you got a joint in the knee, you got 2 joints in the legs, 1 joint in the arm, and the head turns as well. Which he's got a good head sculpt, and the detail on this figure is amazing, it's impeccable, and the mask looks really cool. Definitely one of the best masks in the series. Eclipse. Very nice. So yep, that's Brad Turner from Razorback. And let's put him in. The race car version of him anyway. Obviously it's from Razorback. And very cool figure to have for this very cool vehicle. Though the alt mode, the defense mode, attack mode is a bit strange. But anyway, there you go. He fits in there quite nicely. There he is. Can we see him through the cockpit section? There you go, there he is in there, and he's driving off and everything. Fantastic stuff. All this is printed on, none of this is stickers, which is really cool. As you can see, it says there, driver Brad Turner, escort. We've got Kendall Motor Oil, which is an actual company. It's amazing that Kenner went to detail with that. It's fantastic. I think that might be the fuel port back there. That's quite cool. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks to be a fuel port, and again, checkered flag and everything. Really cool stuff. It looks striking. It's a really sleek vehicle. Really nice in this mode. It's really got like metal plating and stuff like that. It's fantastic. There is no metal on here, but it's great. And on the underside again, the rear section, not as much going on there, but it is still really sleek. This white turning into the red at the back. Really cool design. Right, anyway, so to transform it, what you do is there's these sections here. This is a button. You press it, and you want to do this in the air. You press the button down, and these sections spring out. And then this is the weak point on this vehicle, because what you have to do then is you have to take these sections out. The door sections come down, and you swing the cannons out, and you got the MASK logo in there. Now for this side, I'll try and take it out. It's a bit stiff that side. It's held in quite tightly, which is not good given how fragile this joint is. And these guns slide out like that. And then you raise this top section out. And that is the Snap Action Rescue Tank, which is a really strange name to give it, Kenner. I don't know why you gave it that name, but there you go, Snap Action Rescue Tank. Who knows what the hell that is? I know there's some other videos about this toy that highlights that weird, the weird alt mode description as well. This is the attack mode. And so you've got mask there. It looks really cool. I don't actually mind this mode. It's quite a cool mode actually. I mean, these cannons are ridiculously fragile though. These clips. I mean, I've already had these sections pop off a few times, especially this one. And you see, one of these guns like to stay. The other just slides back in. And if you look at this joint, it is ridiculously fragile. I mean, this would never survive out of the box if a kid was playing with it. I mean, yeah, it's a disaster. But this one is definitely harder to find because of those parts, and rightly so, because it's really stupidly designed, these sections. Really stupidly fragile anyway. I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, these cannons look awesome, but the way they're clipped on and everything, it's just a real shame. But it's got such fragile parts. But if you're careful with it, it'll be alright. Anyway, that's that. There's also this section here as well, which slides out. This is the only part that's actually broken on mine. Because as you can see, the window, the back window, actually flips out to form a cannon. There it is. And there you have the Snap Action Rescue Tank. So we've got a cannon in the back there, we've got armaments there. And this section here is a giant missile, of which there's a button just below. Well, at the centre of the car, there's a button, and if we press it, it fires the missile out. As you can see, the missile is quite important to have, otherwise you're missing the front half of the car. You're missing the front of the car, which is a bit of a shame. And that missile will just go back in, like so. Now, for some reason, it does have a bit of a hard time going in. You have to be. There we go. And for some reason, because of this missile, the front half of the car is obviously misaligned, as I showed you earlier. This doesn't really fold in straight. There's a bit of a gap in the front of the car. I don't know if that's just mine or for everyone's Razorback, but there you go. But as you can see, it's a very strange mode because you've got the tyres down here. This is probably the most tank-esque look. And this section with this bit facing up and these cannons. The rest of it doesn't really look like a tank, to be honest. And especially not a snap-action rescue tank, whatever that's supposed to be. This, apparently. Oh well, I won't judge Kenner on that one. It's a very interesting design, that's for sure. Definitely not something you'd see in the real world. Well, that mask was something you'd see in the real world. But there you go. The vehicles are, the vehicle modes are incredibly accurate. Except for this one, possibly, because of the way, the way the figure gets in. But anyway, there you go. You got Brad Turner in there, like that. I can't actually get his arms out. You can't really hold on to this or anything, so he sort of just operates it somehow without touching it. I don't know, it's on autopilot or something, who knows, but try and get his arms to move and it stops him from going in. He sort of gets stuck. So there's no, if this was some sort of control panel up here, oh well, he's sort of falling out of it, isn't he? He's not really in there as well as he was earlier, but I don't know how he's supposed to pilot this thing. Just by standing up there, but that's what he does. Doesn't stand in there particularly well, so that's why I have the arms bent all the way down against his legs, against his chest, because you can't get him in anywhere any other way. So there you go. He just sort of sits there and pilots this snap action rescue tank. So yep, that is Razorback in its attack mode. It's a cool attack mode. These guns are stupidly fragile. The mask logo on the side there is really cool. Unfortunately, they are sticker details. Got one on each side. Transforming it back is quite easily. Yeah, it's not a bad mode, but it's definitely a weirder one. That missile shoots quite far, actually. The missile's power is quite good. So there's that. But, as you can see, now one thing to mention is this section, as I said before, is broken. Don't know if you can see it in there, but that section is not staying in because it's only got one clip left. It's supposed to have two, but one of them is snapped. Now, as for this section, the important thing is, you see, if you do that without connecting these sections in first, the wheels will not stay. So what you do is there's clips there, and they go into the central section there. Once you've got it clipped in on either side, then you can push the wheels back into place. And then you have the car again. This is definitely its best mode, and its most iconic mode. This did appear in the cartoon quite often, the animated series, whatever you call it. Did appear in the Mask series quite well. Well, quite a lot, season 2. Yeah, it's really cool. The tyre pressure's even on these tyres, which is kind of nice. Just very cool detail. No, we haven't got like a license plate at the back here or anything, or at the front. But as you can see, again, the missile section does not line up properly at the front there. But aside from that, it's a fantastic car mode. It's a great mask vehicle. It's definitely harder to find because of those breakage points. But if you can find it, definitely get hold of one. It's really nice. Obviously, it tends to be yellowed because of the white plastic. And then you've got those fragile cannons and door sections. So look out for all those things. I haven't got this one boxed because this one was 70 quid, just as it is. £70, just as it is now with the figure. So that's sort of the price you're going to look for at a retro toy shop. As for eBay, it can be a bit cheaper, depending if you win a bidding war that no one else gets onto in time, or gets onto in time. Like a super rare find or anything, on eBay first thing in the morning, and then it shows up and you get it right away, snatch it up, that sort of deal. So it depends really, depends what the price would be. But a box one would probably be over 100. But anyway, it's been Retroaction with MASK Razorback. Thank you much for watching. It's definitely one of the more unique Kenner vehicles, MASK vehicles, and it's definitely got one of the weirdest attack modes in the whole line. Defense mode, attack mode, I don't really know what the correct version is. I think it's defense mode. Either way, it's definitely got one of the weirdest defense modes in the line, but it is still a very cool vehicle from the quite cool racing series. Anyway, it's Retroaction with the Kenner MASK Razorback for 1987. Thank you much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.